Hello, YouTube. Thought I'd do a quick video here. I've been asked through email and some of my comments about an update or a follow-up video on the interface board that I'm designing and building for handhelds. Now, if you're new to my channel or new to this video, I'm in the process of building an interface board where you would use a COM port, no VOX, no radio modifications. It will be plug and play. You plug it into the cable into your handheld. You'll have both cables, but in this particular setup here, I'm just testing one of the functions. But you'll have two cables. You'll be plugging into your handheld. You set up the software, and the way you go. And I kind of already did this. If you've been kind of paying attention to my videos, when I was designing the other interface board, that was for the Redivis RT97S or the Midland MXR10 repeaters, the GMRS 2-area repeaters. When I was doing the final stages of that, I didn't have my Redivis repeater here yet. And I used two handhelds. I'll post a link to that video. And I was doing some testing. And in that video, I'm using two not modified radios, no VOX, and I'm kind of testing. That video is actually about testing the other interface board. I just built a little circuit to be used with that interface board so I could test the interface board since I did not have that Redivis repeater here. So I kind of already somewhat did this already. I'll post a link to that video. That was, I don't know, that might have been last year already. So, but here's the thing that makes this a little more trickier than what it seems. First off, obviously, I cannot test this with every handheld that's out there. That's just impossible. Secondly, I got to try to make this circuit as compatible with most handhelds. That's the other kind of, like I just mentioned, I can't test this, but I'm going to try to make this work with most handhelds. Now, whether or not I will be able to do that or not, I don't know yet. I really don't want to have people having to buy a handheld to make, to use with the circuit. But that could be the case if I feel like I can't really make it compatible. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to do that and try to keep the cost down with this. So I'm not really sure at this point, I'm not really sure what the final setup's going to be right now. I'm still in testing stages. I got about 80%, I believe about 80% kind of already figured out. Some testing some other circuits that will be used in this interface board. So that's what I'm in the process of doing. And keep in mind, obviously, I'm not a Radio Shack or like what Radio Shack used to be back in the day. I don't have all the parts here, so sometimes I got to order parts. That makes a little delay when doing this. And I try different circuits, as you can see here. All these circuits are different designs that I've been trying. One has an IC, some of them don't. They're different designs. So what I do, and I know some people might be wondering, well, why don't you disassemble these and use these parts? Why are you leaving these together? Well, the reason being I leave them together is, let's just pick one. Let's say this circuit right here. Let's say I am, laying in bed one night and I get an idea that pops in my head. Well, maybe if I change this component, maybe this circuit will work better. So I can just quickly unsolder a component and change it out. Now, if I was to disassemble all this, I'd have to rebuild the whole circuit again to test my little thought. So that's why I don't disassemble these little prototypes until I'm absolutely sure that, I'm done with this, I figured it out, then I disassemble them. But I keep them all together because if I come up a way to change it, I can quickly do it without having to rebuild the whole circuit. So That's why I'm doing it this way. And here's another one I'm testing with another type chip. And once, and here's another thing too. I'm gonna be real picky in how this thing works. So if it don't work the way I want it to work, then I'm not gonna do it and sell it, obviously. So that can also make things take a little longer. But like I said before, I'm about 80%. Now I don't want to guarantee anything that I'm gonna. Oh yeah, it's gonna be this date, this time, this date, because as you know from the last one, that took a little longer than I thought it would. Now, but the good news is, I can tell you this, the good news is I learned what not to do from the last one I did, meaning on how, like, I already have the forum already up and running. I already know how to do like a how-to page. So that's going to speed it up. If and when I get this working the way I want, and I got to do documentation, that's another thing that can take some time. It should be faster this time around, because I kind of know already how I'm going to do it, because I'm going to kind of copy the same way I did it before as in documentation when I write this up, if we get to that point. So, we got a few more steps yet. I've been working on this, as you can see here, in between things. So I'm hoping that, with things, it's going to be getting wintertime here. I live in Wisconsin, so I won't be doing a lot of outside type of work. So that's going to hopefully free up some more time for me, and I'm hoping to get some of these projects done. Now, of course, a lot of variables in that, but that's what my plan is. So at any rate, this is kind of like a quick update video. I just thought I'd kind of make this video quick, kind of give you a heads up what's going on. I'm still working on it, and I hope to have something here. And that's another thing too. I should mention before I stop this video. When I start to get to a point where I'm liking what I'm seeing, I'll start to make videos like I did last time. If you remember my last interface board, I did part 1. We were testing this function of the circuit. Part 2, we were testing this function. So that's what I'll start to do as I start to build this. If it gets to the point where I'm liking it, I'll start to make videos, part 1, part 2, etc. Kind of like I did last time. Just kind of show you the progress. It's kind of a progress update video. So I'll be doing those as time goes on, like I said, if I get to that point. So, at any rate, I just want to quickly do a follow-up video here. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. Please subscribe. Thank you, and have a good day.